and emphases is that you don't just have to listen to the pastor. You get to hear one another out of our life together, and we want to celebrate God's abundance by remembering the goodness of God as it's been so freely bestowed upon us. And this morning I'm delighted that the Brackens are going to join me. We're going to have a brief conversation here about God's abundance. I do have to say, I can't let this moment pass without expressing my own gratitude this morning, because in God's abundance, one of the ways He has richly blessed me is through my wife Priscilla. And it just so happens that September 9 is her birthday. And so I celebrate your life. And I don't think I'm alone here in doing that. Sing happy birthday to her. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Priscilla. Happy birthday to you. And it's 39, right?
39 and stalling, yes. So, abundance. These testimonies give us all a chance to reflect on God's abundance in our lives, but I'm interested in you all. Clearly, as I've come to know you, you all are people of strong and deep and genuine faith. I've been heartened to hear stories from your life. And so my first question of you is, how did it come about in your life that what were the influences in your life that impacted your sense of God's abundance?
He told me to make it short, so I've come up with words that start with the letter P for each of the three questions. And the first one is peace. My origin of peace was in my family, and I had a Christian family that I was blessed to be born into. I had a wonderful nuclear family, extended family, and church family. And they gave me peace and a lot of love. And I think that's the origin of God's moving in my life.
My family as well was very strong in our church that we grew up in a small town in southeast Kansas, were both major influences. When I met Sharon, met her family. Her two older sisters had married ministers, and she was going with a football player, so I don't know what that meant. But anyway, the families and the churches that we grew up in were very strong influences.
So I'm curious, those experiences are so foundational. We can be so grateful that we didn't, those of us who were privileged to grow up in homes of faith have that benefit from the outset that is teaching us those principles. I'm wondering, how have you experienced God's abundance through the years?
I came up with the word preparedness. I am not a believer in predestination, but which also starts with a P. But I do believe that God prepared us in our life to end up at Tall Oaks. We were teachers for 10 years. We worked at Rock Springs 4-H Center for almost 20. And I think that really, or I believe, that prepared Lyle to lead Tall Oaks. And I hope that we put that wonderful, wonderful holy ground on good standing.
Everybody who enjoyed Tall Oaks through the years while you all were there offering leadership would agree with you entirely.
Yeah, the time that we set before Tall Oaks, I spent quite a bit of time getting ready for that and wanted to move into I was in a camp retreat center business, and it was great, but it wasn't Christian. And that was the thing when we moved that we wanted to do, and we looked at several different areas, and Tall Oaks kept dragging on and dragging on and dragging on, and eventually they offered me the job, and so it was great.
So I'm curious, I mean, you could probably share countless stories, and some of them probably wouldn't even start with the word P, right? But it does have an impact, a cumulative effect of experiencing God's abundance. I'm wondering what impact it's had on your faith and how you live your lives.
Well, my last P word was purposeful service. Once we left the 7 job at Tall Oaks, we really feel like we have time now to serve God, even more than we did before. And so we've tried to get involved in the church more and in the community.
We felt that Feedy's Lambs and Von Trent and different things that we help with are one way to do that, and we're working to find other ways.
Very great. Well, we're grateful for you, and we're grateful for God's abundance. Thanks for sharing.